Hey, Patreon, I'm sweaty and miserable again, so that means that this is content that belongs to you.
Hell yeah.
So, we're doing a commentary. It's been a while since we've done a commentary. No video this time because I got too many strikes on my YouTube channel. I ain't testing it again. So, you're going to have to find your own copy of this movie. But believe me, it's fairly easy. I'm willing to bet you already own it, and if not, it's on Amazon Prime with a subscription.
All right.
You gonna posit any guesses before I reveal to the audience?
No, let's just go in.
All right. You open the link?
All right.
Let's see what it is. I mean, they know what the title is. You don't.
Oh, Christ. Why
you
are
ready?
we doing this?
All right. Andrew, want to count us down and push play?
Oh, hang on. I have to join the watch party.
Yeah. We're doing the Rent movie, by the way.
I feel like we've already covered this, but...
You said in a recent episode, I don't even remember watching the Rent movie.
That's true.
So we're about to remind you. So this film came out in 2005 and was directed by Chris Columbus, and brought back all but two of the original Broadway cast members, which is just a wacky thing to do, you know? Because they're old, and even at the time, if you're in your 20s and doing this, it's ridiculous. If you're in your 30s and behaving this way, it's really ridiculous. All right, Andrew, count us down to push play.
I think you're the only one who pushes play, but...
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. All right, we're gonna play in 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go.
What a nightmare movie.
I mean, there are worse movies out here. Let's be fair here.
Are there, though?
Yeah.
Are they really that much worse?
I mean, hold on. I gotta go change my audio setting so I can actually hear it. I'll be right back. Andrew, entertain.
Revolution.
You got this.
Yeah, so this movie, I remember it being not good. This is like the second thing we ever covered, so it's been a long time. Chris Columbus, 1492 Productions.
Any of this ringing bells?
It hasn't started yet.
I mean, anything at all?
Chris
What do you remember
Columbus.
about this film? Like, what at all?
I remember it being like the same as the musical, but with bad film stuff in it also.
You know what? 10 out of 10, Andrew. That's fair. That's a fair description of what this movie is. It's weird that they open with Seasons of Love.
It's just a famous song, right? That's
At this
probably
point,
why.
it's just a pop song.
Maybe they thought, give them what they want right away.
Give them this garbage gospel number right at the top. I mean, it's not a terrible idea, because it would be weird if you just threw this in the middle of the film the way it pops up in the middle of the musical. Oh my god, I hate this musical so much, Andrew. Like, already, I just don't want to do this. How long before...
I really don't like how fake it feels. Like,
what do you mean?
do people act like this? Like the way that these characters do? I feel like they don't.
I mean, presentational right now?
Not right now. I mean, like, just, we know what the show is about.
Mm-hmm. But this isn't the show, Andrew. It's the movie. This is the big budget, made by a studio movie adaptation. Look, it's Ahsoka Tano.
Hey, look, there we are in the audience out there. Did you see us? It's all the people excited to see the show.
You know, so many people are just excited. That's any given audience to Rent. Like right now, this is just like a regular performance of Rent. No one's fucking there.
No one there. I feel like that's not true at all, but
The last 2 times I've seen Rent, the people around me have left either in the middle of Act 1 or in the intermission.
Really?
Yeah, both of the last 2 times I saw Rent.
I just feel like it's not a relevant show anymore.
But Andrew, in the 90s, it was so important. It was so big. It was so...
Yeah, well, no one ever talks about how bad the 90s sucked, because they did. The 90s sucks.
How dare you? My nostalgia, Andrew.
The nostalgia is the only thing keeping the 90s alive. The 90s was terrible. There was, like, what, one good thing in the 90s?
Was it Terminator 2?
Maybe Terminator 2. I don't know.
You know, Phantom Menace is pretty good. Robert De Niro?
What is he going to do?
Why is he involved with this movie? You saw that too, right?
I did see that. I just want to say love is not a good metric for time.
Hey, Andrew, guess what? Steven Chbosky, you know him? I'm pretty sure he's directing Dear Evan Hansen the movie. I'm fairly sure about that the writer of this film version is directing Dear Evan Hansen.
This is a misinfo. You are a misinfo agent. This is not true.
Is that really not true?
I don't know.
I assumed you were fact-checking me in real time the way Bree does.
No, I'm not.
And now I'm going to have to Google it.
Oh,
Why
here
do
we
you
are. It's
December 24th, 9 p.m.
Wealthy white guy films homeless people. The movie.
Like, that's what we start on.
Oh, here it is.
That's confirmed. That's confirmed.
What was it? What was that meme you sent me earlier today? It's like white art student when they see poverty. And it's just a person with a camera.
There he is. That was it right there. Just film the homeless, Mark. Consent forms are for pussies.
You're doing a good deed.
You literally just filmed a homeless man getting run over. Like that. Like that's what we just saw, right? And then you just rode off and like, oh shit, that was weird. You shot snuff and then ran away. Have you seen Nightcrawler?
I have not.
I don't want to make the joke because I don't want to ruin that movie. It's really good. Watch it. See, Chris Columbus is a very competent director. Like, this all looks very nice and polished and good and whatever, but it's nothing. It's given me nothing. See, in the musical, it implies that he kind of sprung it on them. Here, they've had notices for weeks that they've just been ignoring.
I think the issue is that realistically, they could pay their rent. They just don't want to.
Yeah, they're the kids of rich parents.
Yeah, it's not even like other people can't pay their rent.
Yeah,
it's like an actual
poverty's
problem.
a thing. We see a lot of homeless people used as objects in this movie.
These people can pay their rent, and they just don't want to.
Our old friend reneged the bet. I will say the orchestrations are pretty good too in this movie. They're not. It doesn't sound bad. But these actors are too old for these roles. It's ridiculous that they're living this way in their mid-30s. Okay, so logistically, they lit this fire as a tribute to La Boheme, where they were kind of burning their stuff.
Lighting up their own screenplay, which neither of them are writers. One of them seems more like a journalist of sorts, and the other one's a music writer.
Well, now he shoots without a script, and... Oh my god, is this Battlefield Earth? We got some Dutch angles going on.
It's because he's dizzy.
This is a film that takes every line literally as possible. So they were burning that shit for heat, and now they're just going to dump it out. Andrew, explain. The why.
I don't know. There is no why. I mean, the story is sort of playing into leftist politics of sorts. Like it's like pretending to do an eviction strike that never actually happens. I don't know. This whole story is just like pretend. It's LARPing.
These rich kids LARPing as pores.
You needed that for heat. You just dumped it out the window.
What the fuck? Right? Right? Why? In the commentary, they bring that up. The two actors and the director, and he's like, "It's just cool looking, man."
Shut up.
Man, this also has some of the worst fake like breath I've ever seen in a film. Like just CGI puffballs coming out of people's mouths. When they're obviously in like a sound stage in LA or some shit. Backlot.
I don't know. It's like this whole story is like this faux radicalism. It's just miserable.
They think it's punk rock. They think this musical is punk rock as shit. And this film takes the few elements that were fairly punk rock about that original musical and just neuters it.
Punk rock is fake. Punk rock is a pretend revolution. Punk rock is invented by the fashion industry to sell to a bunch of people at Hot Topic.
So what you're saying, this is the most punk rock musical of all time?
Absolutely. It's extremely punk rock.
You're like 12 stories up. He cannot hear you. All right, let's talk about how they restructured this musical for a moment. So originally, the first song was Rent, and the second song-ish was One Song Glory, which is our I Want song. They've moved it a bit, and now in the I Want song spot, Benny's song is. Why? Is he the hero? Is he the one with the goals?
I mean, you could argue that he is the best character.
Give us that exposition. It bothers me that he's narrating like this is going into audio, but there is not a microphone attached to that camera, so it is literally for no reason. Andrew, how often do I say, remember you did this thing to you? I mean, I guess very more often because you don't remember things very well.
I am forgetful.
Honestly, I'm looking at Mark and Roger right now. It kind of looks like us.
Sadly.
Yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable by this discovery.
Like you are a Mark, whereas I'm not sure if I would be a Roger.
Why?
What are Roger's main character traits?
He has regret.
I have no regrets.
He wants to write a good song.
I don't think I care about that. I've already done it several times, in my opinion, so.
He wants to make a mark before he dies.
I know that that's a futile message, so, you know. There is no such thing as a mark before you die. The whole planet's going to be in a black hole eventually. What does it fucking matter?
Maybe we should cause the black hole. That'll leave a permanent mark.
Roger is a waste. Compared to me. Whereas Jess, let's go over character traits. Likes to film homeless people.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's not getting into the real shit that I accidentally did.
You were made to do.
I was hired. Okay, can I just tell the story at this point? Because who gives a shit of what Benny has to say?
Benny's the least important character in the entire show.
But he has the I Want song, apparently.
Oh, yeah, he's the most important narratively, obviously.
I mean, he's the threat. I get logically why it makes sense, but as far as like storytelling goes, it makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
But either way, I was hired to do a freelance job for a friend. I thought it was just like, let's film some skyscrapers. I get down there. He's got like all these fucking like bags and shit to hand out to homeless people that has like socks and stuff. And he just had me filming it. And like halfway through it, I'm like, oh, fuck, he's literally using these guys as props. And then it got real awkward. And I basically walked off the set.
So, unlike Mark, you had some sort of integrity.
I had integrity, asked for my name to not be included, and I never took the money for the job. It was awkward. Don't use homeless people to kill your guilt or to build yourself up.
There's so many characters in this. Like, which character is this?
That's Angel.
This is Angel? Okay.
God, who would have thought that this film with a bunch of nobodies would have done badly at the box office?
Everybody has such good makeup on.
Everyone looks like a polished human being, like a faultless being.
Another part of the aesthetic of this show.
Actually, I think this would make more money now because of the Frozen Fever of Adele Dazeem. Does anyone... Okay, I was talking to someone literally 2 days ago, and we brought up In the Heights, and they're like, oh yeah, that's like now my favorite like adaptation of a musical. Like, it just surpassed Rent. And I was like, what? What now? Yeah, the Rent film is great. I'm like, is it?
Yeah. It's not. This isn't even a good adaptation because, like, I think the way it restructures the musical isn't as good.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, this has no energy to it. I feel nothing. Like,
I mean, we've seen this character before when he was getting mugged.
Yeah,
I don't remember the character's name in Rent. There's so many characters.
Collins.
Musicals
Andrew,
you've
watched Rent so many times.
You shouldn't be allowed to have more than 4 characters. It should be illegal.
I think every musical has more than 4 characters.
If you can't tell your story with 4 main characters, then you shouldn't tell your story.
I think what you're trying to say is there can't be more than 4 characters with huge arcs.
Yeah, which this has like 8.
Actually, I'm gonna reframe that. There can't be more than 4 4 people in the main couple's roles. Like, you've got the first couple, which is like the romantic leads. Then you have the secondary couple, which is like the comedy romance. And then you have interstitial weirdos in the bits. That's usually how musicals work. Here we have 4 couples. We have the main couple of Mimi and Roger. Then we got the secondary couple of Collins and Angel. Then we've got the tertiary couple of Joanne and Maureen. But then we kind of have the remnants of a couple with Mark and Maureen.
Yeah, it's a mess. There's just too much stuff going on.
Who should we cut? We got to cut one of the couples.
We cut Mark, obviously. I mean, he's the go-to.
I wouldn't mind a Mark character if he was more just like the guy that kind of watched it all and less of a quote-unquote important character.
We cut Mark because I don't like him. I mean, they structured the show in such a way where you can't cut anybody.
Yeah, you can.
You'd want to combine some people.
I'd say combine Maureen and Joanne into one new character called Maureen.
That seems like a really good idea to me.
Where Maureen is an actual radical.
Oh, not a faux radical?
Yeah, not just someone using it to get attention.
I mean, I think sadly this show couldn't have made as much of a splash as it did if it had real radicalism in it. I don't think that they would let that happen, but
yeah, God, they want to just toe the line, you know, like, and the thing is, none of these quote unquote artists are very good at what they're doing. Like, none of them are particularly good artists. Not Mark, not Maureen, not Roger. Mimi, at least, is a decent stripper. And that's an art.
Yeah.
God. So this is our I Want song. Third song now after we introduce Benny. And it's not a bad song. I don't think the song's bad. I think it's shot badly and the flashbacks are kind of ridiculous. I feel like if we had just stuck with his face and performance, we could have gotten this across fairly well, but they didn't trust us enough, Andrew. I think that's a good way to describe
he just wants to write one good song.
Because he got AIDS, drugs. His girlfriend did drugs, then he did the drugs, and then he got the AIDS, and she got the AIDS. And then she slit her wrist in the bathroom.
True.
But we don't see that.
Dude, just pick 4 chords and write some lyrics. My God.
He does that. He writes like literally the worst song in Rent, which is Your Eyes. Your eyes when we said our goodbyes.
This is a better song than that one.
Yes, it is.
Did you write this song or?
No, this is non-diegetic. I just remember the story of the director, Michael Greif, telling Jonathan Larson, I don't care if the song is good. He needs to have a song at the last bit of the movie or the last bit of the musical to sing to her. So he shat out Your Eyes.
I thought he just played the guitar thing from the opera.
I mean, no, he plays an entire song called Your Eyes, which is the worst song of all time. And then you have a little bit play when he's like, me.
Maybe it's a gag. Like, he doesn't actually get to write a song. It's a joke on the audience.
I mean, Rent is a joke on the audience. That's a perfect way to describe what this musical is.
This is the best song, right?
Yes.
In the whole show?
Yes, I agree.
I still don't really like it. I don't know.
I mean, it's a low bar to cross. But as far as storytelling and songwriting, it is very, very good and shows what a talent Jonathan Larson would have been if he had gone to do other things.
I think Jonathan Larson needed to stop writing about himself and start writing something else.
You know, if he had adapted, you know, like a political person, say, you know, like Alexander Hamilton, and made him a shitty emo rocker.
I don't know. I know a lot of people talk about how art should always be about yourself and it has to be deep and personal, but I
disagree.
Like autobiographical stuff is maybe the worst way to get your own ideas across.
I think with the exception of a Strange Loop, I agree with you.
I suppose. Strange Loop did do a good job. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I feel like the context of writing about your own life can actually be really limiting as far as getting your own ideas across.
But there's also a self-awareness to a Strange Loop where it's aware that it is self-indulgent and by its own nature is going to be fake and disingenuous, and it makes fun of that.
Strange Loop is like Rent if it knew what it was.
In the Heights is Rent if it knew what it was. A Strange Loop is Tick Tick Boom if it knew what it was.
Tick Tick Boom and Rent are the same show. Let's be real, okay? Come on.
I'm interested in that film adaptation. I really am. Which is all about, basically they turned it into a biopic about Jonathan Larson, it looks like.
These lyrics, I don't think they're very good.
Imagine, originally there was another lyricist on here, and then Jonathan Larson was like, I don't like what we're doing, and he fired him. And he wrote some of the best lyrics in it. He wrote, like, I Should Tell You in the original version of Rent, back when it was called, like, Splatter.
So what you're saying is Jonathan Larson may have had a bit of an ego?
I don't think he fired him over ego reasons. I think it was more time reasons. If that makes sense. It didn't feel like an ego thing, and he still is credited in the musical. But sadly, that lyricist didn't die the day before the opening night, so... This is such a weird PG-13 movie, though. Like, they were talking about some hard drugs and strippers, and, like, it's still rated the same thing as, like, Avengers Endgame.
Were they afraid to make it R?
Yes. The director said many times in the commentary, it's so important that 13-year-olds are able to see this movie.
Why?
I don't know.
I feel like there's not...
Andrew, because of money.
Oh, for money reasons, families have to be able to see this.
Yes, this film about drugs, AIDS, and shitty narcissistic whites.
Not that children shouldn't be exposed to some of the things in this, but it probably should have been an R.
You know who was originally attached to direct this? And I think would have made a bad movie, but at least an interesting bad movie?
Who?
Spike Lee.
At least filming on the street.
I wonder if they would have kept that line, because Spike Lee was attached for a while. But instead they got the Bicentennial Man Harry Potter guy. You know, the director of Pixels.
Pixels is a classic. What are you talking about?
The director of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I wonder if this would be like the life if you and I lived together.
Yeah, we'd be pretending to be poor. My mom would be like, I'll give you money if you want. And I'll be like, ugh.
Goddamn parents who love and support me. I hope they fucking die.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, this line added for the movie is really cringe.
All by choice, of course. And it's because I'm a poverty tourist because my parents are rich.
Poverty tourist. How old do you think they are in this movie? How old do they look?
35.
How old do you think they're supposed to be? The character.
19.
See, 19-year-olds, a poverty tourist as a 19-year-old is just kind of like learning the ropes of the world. That seems more okay to me in my brain for some reason.
I'm sorry, looking disgusted because your mom called to support you and then saying, like, why do I starve myself? It's because of them. Like,
I hate my parents. That's a very boomer aesthetic. Like, that's a very boomer ideal. Like, I hate my parents.
It's cringe. There's no other word for it. It's painful. Looking at him, listening to his mom, like, talk about the hot plate she got him and be like, I hope you like it. And he's like, ugh, disgusting.
Fucking mom.
I wish I had no money.
It'd be so much better if I didn't have money.
LARPers.
Up, Andrew, oh, yo. I will say, the Santa Claus outfit looks good in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. This feels racist. I don't know why this feels racist to me.
I don't think it is.
What is that thing? Dun, da, 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 da. Like, isn't that like a Chinese thing? How would you feel if your friend brought their new significant other over and they just kind of dance and rant at you? about how they murdered an animal. Okay, that's the important addition.
Sorry, we really need this song about dog assassination.
I'm just trying to imagine this exact situation. It's you and I living together, and then our mutual Brent comes in. He's like, "Hey, meet my new significant other." They're about to tell
about how they killed a dog.
Like, are we gonna suddenly have this like deep connection to this person that murdered a dog?
Why does no one look disturbed?
He's into it. Like, yeah, kill that fucking dog.
Hell yeah.
I mean, in La Boheme, there is like a point where they kill a parrot, but this is a little weird.
Did they kill the parrot on purpose in that?
I barely remember.
This is like a very obviously dubbed song.
Yeah. Oh, I love that mid-air cut. It looked terrible.
This reminds me of the dance scene in Spider-Man 3.
Yes, it does. Oh, I don't know what about it does, but it definitely does. You mean someone that doesn't know how to direct a dance sequence trying to direct a dance sequence? No, the Spider-Man sequence is shot competently. It's almost shot so competently that it's disturbing for the rest of the movie.
Because it's not a musical or anything.
Yeah, it's just Sam Raimi would direct a bomb-ass musical.
That was dope when you killed that dog for money.
Hooray! That was a joke, right?
You guys were joking, right? You got this money somewhere else, right?
Elsa's calling. How's it feel to get cucked? How's it feel to be cucked, Mark? Are you going to sit in the closet dressed as Superman while they make out?
Man.
you getting cucked is the funniest thing in the world.
It's actually true, though. It really is pretty funny.
I mean, why is it funny? Is it emasculating that? I think the joke in the boomer sense is it's emasculating that you couldn't please her enough that she had to leave you for a woman, so that makes you less of a man.
Yeah, but the joke in the me sense is I hate Mark.
And I like seeing him in pain.
Yeah, I don't think it matters who she left him for. It's just that she left him is the funny part.
Yeah.
Where does he get all the hair gel, by the way, considering he's totally broke, can't afford rent?
They both have very nice coiffed hairstyles.
Very nice clothes, very nice hairstyles. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying.
I want to say that Roger is a much less antagonistic person in this musical. He seems much less, or in this movie, he seems much less tortured and just kind of down to be nice to everyone. Where in the musical, he was kind of this weird, angry man that's like caught in the house because he's terrified of getting back into drugs.
Yeah.
Or here is less like, this guy, and he doesn't want to go outside for some reason.
He's just chill. Oh boy, Maureen.
No, Joanne.
Joanne.
This looks so polished, and this is like a homeless tent city, right? I will say Tracy Thoms as Joanne is very good. She is good casting, and she performs it very, very well. And remember when she was in Annie 2014 as the fake Annie's fake parents that kidnaps her? Do you remember that, Andrew?
I'm just looking at how expensive this set looks and the fact that this is supposed to be some sort of like radicalizing thing that the wealthy people are afraid of. Like, this looks like it's being produced by a wealthy person.
Yeah, it's called Revolutionary Studios in Columbia and Sony. Why not that?
Because that's like the normal thing that you would say when you're testing a mic.
We got our first fucking. We got 2 fucks in this movie. We wasted one.
All right. Do you ship these two?
No. Joanne deserves better than either Maureen or Mark. It's called the Tango Maureen. The Tango Maureen.
This sucks, dude.
What? This musical we've already said many, many times how much we've hated isn't great. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah. We were too nice to it in that one episode where we had the guest on.
I feel like some context was needed, and we were a little not constructive in our first episode.
That's fine, but it still sucks.
It's like the Pokemon movie. You know, it was good in the 90s. This is shot so terribly, by the way. There's no energy to this. And then you got this ridiculous musical interlude.
Oh, God, Mark. Please.
Now, do you just dislike the character of Mark or dislike the actor of Mark?
It might be both at this point, but it's mostly the character, I think.
Did you like... You said you liked Mark better in the Fox production, the Fox Live production.
I feel like it was because there was less of him. Didn't they make him less of a central character in that?
I mean, it could feel that way. I think they just hired an actor with a lot of charisma where... Anthony Rapp, I love you, but can't carry a show on your back. Now, I fucking hate this fantasy sequence. This is like the antithesis of 96,000 from In the Heights. Like, why? Why, Andrew?
Because they could.
And they also take pains in the musical to not show Maureen until Over the Moon. And here, oh, there she is. Fuck you. Second fuck. We're done. No more.
They waste some all their fucks in this one scene.
And wouldn't it, you know what? It should have been better when the homeless woman says, "Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm sick of you motherfucking artists." Should have kept that one.
For real. They also should have just made that the entire thing.
And also, the homeless lady should have pulled out a sledgehammer and just cracked Mark's skull right wide open.
Oh, yeah. Violence would be nice.
Violence against Mark?
Violence against Mark is formidable.
It is also very obvious that they digitally altered her dress to be more red. So it kind of it's weird.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't fit with the lighting. I don't even know.
And also, they did that, but they didn't fix her smudged lipstick in that final shot.
The way they sing about Maureen, it's like you'd think she's like the most impressive thing ever. But then we finally see her and she's just like, "Moo with me." And it's like, everyone wants this woman? Really?
Everybody wants to fuck Maureen, because Maureen's the only girl that would give it up for free. There's some weird bisexual stereotyping there.
One switch and he fixed it?
Yeah. Ain't that for sexism? It's so funny. Are you laughing, Andrew? I see your soul dying.
This is one of the best adaptations of a musical ever.
It was only replaced by In the Heights.
In the Heights is I mean, In the Heights is actually it is a pretty decent adaptation.
Yeah, and this
is not.
I'm trying to figure out if the adaptation is better, if the musical was just that bad to begin with.
I mean, In the Heights is a less...
Dude, you just knocked your camera way out of whack.
Oh, jeez, what did I do? There we go. I don't even know what I did. I didn't touch it. I might have just fallen down. Let me tighten it.
Here goes Mark.
It's all heck, that's why.
About to interrupt and then ask if he could film people expressing their emotional trauma. Oh, I forgot.
What? Go ahead.
I got some weird fun facts to talk about. You know Idina Menzel. She plays Elsa. That guy behind the white guy, that's her new husband. But Benny was her old husband. She cheated on Benny with that guy, and that's her new husband. I don't know why, but both of her husbands are in the Rent film. And she didn't cheat on him while on the set of this movie. It was 10 plus years later. I don't know why I find that fascinating, but I do.
Dude, this is really cringe. This is extreme cringe. Is anyone going to tell him he can't film this?
Nope.
Please? Yes.
Yes, just... How about... Can you leave?
Yes. We all have a problem. Oh, my God.
You can't use me to kill your joke?
I'm filming a documentary for YouTube, my YouTube channel. It's XXMarkXX. I'm going to be editing it in... Microsoft Movie Maker.
Fuck you. I learned Premiere early on. Eat a dick and die.
My mom bought me this $500,000 camera. I live in an apartment with no electricity. God, I hate my mom.
Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel. I've got these little cards. It's Mark86 on YouTube.
So, if you go to my YouTube channel,
he just derails this entire meeting about his YouTube channel.
I got a lot of stuff. About homeless
bum
people.
Fighting. Bum fighting.
Bum fighting. It's bum fighting for activism, of course, though.
Yeah. Of course, whoever wins the bum fight gets a donation to their...
technically, you have to feel bad for me because I'm poor, too, if you pretend my parents don't exist.
I'm sorry, this is dumb and ridiculous, but who casted this life support group to be these people mid-range in their 40s, 50s and all that? None of these people looks like the average group of people that would have AIDS. It feels like they tried to find the most generic, boring-looking human beings.
PG-13.
Yeah. Oh, you ready for a PG-13 strip scene?
Can't strip very far.
It is pretty risque for a PG-13, this scene, I will say that.
They had to pay the censors for this one. I kind of imagine you wouldn't be able to go past this for PG-13.
It's more the gestures and the amount. You get a lot when she lifts her leg and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm surprised this got a PG-13 rating, to be honest. Because, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want my 14-year-old boy to see this.
My 14-year-old boy would want to see this.
She just wiped her ass with a $20 bill.
Yeah, I watched Rent for the plot.
The plot. That's an immediate red flag if anyone says they watched Rent for the plot. This is
shot. What type of person goes to a strip club?
These people apparently.
I always imagine strip clubs are just full of like the sleaziest, scummiest people.
So my hometown has actually got very famous for its strip club. It's right in the middle of downtown, and it's a historical building, so it looks very, very nice on the outside. It's a well-respected establishment in our town. And my teachers would often go there after like very long nights, and then they'd see their former students, and then they'd all decide we can't stay here anymore.
It's a shame.
Oh yeah, come on, take my oh no!
And
I hate this song, by the way.
Feels like they just had that like ow thing that they wanted to use.
I'm trying to imagine Jonathan Larson's original demo for this like really deep voice. I want to go out tonight.
Is that what he sounds like?
He's got a deeper voice and kind of nerdy. Andrew Garfield is actually very good casting for Jonathan Larson physically. He does not have the voice for it though. Jonathan Larson had a very, very deep voice.
Look, this is In the Heights stole this scene.
They also stole an actress because the actress that played Daniela in The Heights, the movie, was the original Mimi, who was not asked back for the movie. They replaced her with Rosario Dawson. Also, that window fog looks like garbage. Man, it's just like Peter Pan.
Roger looks like a deer in headlights in every scene.
I like Adam Pascal a lot. He's not a great screen actor. He can pull it off on stage, but on screen...
He reminds me of Greg Sestero.
Yes! I was literally about to make that comparison. He does have that dead behind the eyes face.
Like, what's this all about? Coming in through the window, this sexy black dress? What's going on here?
I will say that when he starts singing, like he does start performing pretty well and understands but if he's just left silent or reacting to something, he's very, very bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not subtle in his acting, but he is at least acting. Whereas any other time where he's just like watching things, it's just like, come back another day.
Why does Mimi want this guy so bad?
That's a good question, Andrew. I thought I had an answer, but I didn't.
He's kicked her out like twice now. And he's just kind of a cold guy.
Maybe she just likes a challenge, if I'm going to be really reductive with my answer.
So the situation, Roger has AIDS, right?
Yes.
But she also does.
Yes, but he does not know that.
Neither of them know that each other have AIDS.
Yes.
So Mimi, what she's doing is basically... she's giving him AIDS because she doesn't know.
She's gonna Charlie Sheen him, yes.
She doesn't know. Obviously, objectively speaking, she doesn't do that because he already has it, but
yeah,
she doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that, and he doesn't want to do that for her. But also, I've brought this up before, and other people is like, it's not about the AIDS; it's about the fact that she's into drugs and he's withdrawn, or yeah, he's quit drugs.
I mean, the thing is, if he had said yes, and he didn't have AIDS, she would have given him AIDS, though, right?
Yeah, and it makes sense why he wouldn't think she has AIDS because she's like only 19. She's a very young girl.
Like, we have, on some level, we have to address that that's not a good thing that Mimi is doing, like, at all.
No. I mean, if we had played her a little bit more drugged out and added that as a performative choice, I feel like it would have been a little bit more accepting of that because she's kind of just so out of it. She's very cognizant for a drug addict.
Yeah. So it's like, she seems like she should be able to realize that, like, hey, I have AIDS. I'm going to give other people AIDS if I sleep with them. That's not good. I can't do that.
Remember that most recent production, the UK production, where no one could touch and all that? That actress that played Mimi played it as if she was on a drug trip, and it culminated into her having to go to him because she's just so out of it on drugs. Which I found much more interesting than what this is doing.
What is this doing right now as well?
Fucked if I know, Andrew.
Why are these other people singing with
I don't know, Andrew. Why are you supporting the relationship between this former drug addict and this present drug addict? Get her help. Don't get her dick. So originally in the stage musical, they're just still at the life support meeting.
He's like, take your drugs out of here, and they're like, no day but today. Everybody's like, yeah.
This just goes to show that Chris Columbus did not understand the movie or the musical at all, because they do sing this with her in the musical, but they're in the life support, so they're repeating that to each other, where it's like, yeah, don't think about what's...
They are literally saying it to him.
Yes, the literalism here is what fucks it. It's stupid. This movie's stupid, Andrew. I'm going to get another drink. I'll be right back.
Big hug. Maureen's protest.
This is a weird, like, strangely, like, pedestrian scene in this movie.
They refer to it as a protest, but it's obviously just performance art when we see it. Like, nothing about what she does has any call to direct action, has any call to, like, we're protesting, this is what you should do. It's all surrealist performance art. Like, I don't know.
Let's go, Rent! I actually do really like this song.
I don't think there's any song in Rent that I can say I really like. This is a show that I've never gone back and listened to, like, willingly on my own. I just don't like any of the songs.
That's Idina Menzel's current husband, and Benny was her old husband. I don't know why that's so fucked to me, but it is. They don't even share a scene in this movie.
True.
Great singer, though. Knocks this song out the park. What do you think about the fact that Roger actually comes out of the house in this scene? Not because of Mimi, but because of Mark and Collins and Angel?
Why are they still letting Mark be there?
That is a good question, because in the musical, it was just the same life support meeting still going, and we just cut back to them.
Mark is like the guy from Fight Club.
Ed Norton.
Yeah, he goes to all those meetings just because it makes him feel better about himself.
Oh, that's Mark, all right. The round here. This song is beautiful. I love this song. Why are you here, Roger? Why did you come here?
That's what they said to me, right?
I guess. But
Why is he singing it?
The round. And I like that they boost Roger's vocals above everyone else's when he starts singing.
Why is Mark singing it, is what I mean.
Yeah, Mark literally has the least troubles of anyone in this musical.
It's like, Mark, you're not allowed to sing this. Do you not understand what the song is about?
It's about solidarity, Andrew.
No, it's not.
Singing about the nightmare of being cucked.
He's literally thinking about his problems with Maureen and he's singing it.
Man, I get you guys. I understand. I totally get it.
They're like, yeah, you definitely, yeah, you I'm sure you do.
Good job, Mark. The only actor that's really nailing the performance in this movie is Jesse L. Martin as Collins. He feels natural.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's our favorite scene.
Get away from my prop, officers.
She makes good points. Best character in the musical. God,
Yep.
This scene has no impact without the fucks.
No. End the movie. End the movie.
Over. Movie over. Oh, they can afford like a Metro card, though. Wait, there's a disappearing woman in the back of the scene. I forget about this. It's a ghost. I'm going to call it a ghost.
Where?
Well, I'll point it out. Don't worry. She's not there right now.
Oh, is she like in one of the seats behind them? But
Yes.
There's no one there?
I think at some point she comes in and sits down and then disappears.
They probably filmed it all in one go, and then they're like, oh, let's add some motion to the scene. That's somebody coming in.
I don't mind this location for the Santa Fe song. And I do like the Santa Fe song. And leave this to the roaches and mice.
Is Mark even actually filming? Like, how much film does he have in that camera? Didn't you just get done filming an entire, like, hour-long meeting, probably longer?
Yeah, and you'd have to change the reels. And technically, when the arm is moving, that's not filming. It's only filming when you crank it.
So they really fucked it up, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. There she is.
He's filming now.
She sat down, though. She sat down.
There she is. I still see her. She's still there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. This scene actually is good because I like Jesse L. Martin. He's such an electric performer.
This is a different angle, so she's not gone.
She's gone! She disappeared!
She was like, this is kind of a mess. I'm out of here.
And she's back!
Hey!
Like, there's a couple scenes that work in this movie, and this is one of them, just because Jesse L. Martin sells the hell out of it. Like, this scene almost belongs in a better movie. I remember right after the movie came out, he was asked to describe his character in the movie on like the Today Show. He's like, I don't know, I just sat around and smiled like a fool.
Really?
Yeah, that's how he described his character. And I'm like, you're not wrong.
Go away, Mark. I really hate Mark so much. I don't even know. I don't even know why.
That's a fake subway. They put that there, so they walked up from nowhere. Oh, finally, a scene that actually looks cold because they shot it on an actually cold day. What motivates this song? Why are they singing?
Well, they had a song and they needed it in the movie somewhere, so.
And this is what, day 4 of them meeting? Have you ever fallen in love in like 3 days? Sincerely, like even like really intense infatuation. Have you ever had that in like 3 days time?
I mean, was it 3 days? I mean, I feel like they're jumping around a little bit.
Well, in the musical, they met that. This is all one day. Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, if I met someone who assassinated a dog, I mean, I'd have to fall in love with them immediately.
Until God killed them as revenge.
Yeah.
That was terrible. I shouldn't have said that.
Revenge for the dog? I mean,
yeah, dog God. It's like we need to kill that bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice coat.
Yeah. Angel's got unlimited money. She's got, what was it, $1,000? That's unlimited money.
Dog assassin money.
Man, I should kill more dogs. They are cute, though. This scene's cute. It's fine. There's no choreography, no energy to it, but it's...
Yeah, it's fine if you ignore every element that should be in it and just...
Aside from the performances, I think the performances work. I think the way it's shot, they're trying to compensate a bunch, but he really is smiling like a fool.
I mean, does he have a character outside of smiling like a fool?
Remember,
what are Colin's wants?
He's an anarchist. Remember?
Anarchist. Have I mentioned that?
No, not in this. Oh, they had to CGI out a lip, like, what is that? A strand of spit. 9/11, 2 towers.
Oh no!
They had the CGI the towers back. Forgot about that.
That must have been an awkward day at the
the VFX lab.
Yeah,
that's actually that is actually a fairly common CGI job for like films in New York that take place before like 2000. That's Andrew. That character's Andrew.
What, that guy?
Yeah, that's you.
Why?
I don't know. I got the vibe. That's you.
He's leaving the house a lot now.
Yeah, you just got to break that first seal. You asked me a question. I forgot. Oh, they kind of mentioned that he was an anarchist early on when he was like, they fired me for my theory of actual reality.
Fair enough.
But what was it that we made fun of when we did our episode? He's a gay professor anarchist.
Is that what he said that he was?
I think that's what the playbill said that he was.
Oh, okay. He's an anarchist that believes in no direct action of any kind. He just likes going to performance art shows like this.
Oh my god. Maureen. You know, there's
Like,
other options
what
aside
is
from
the
jumping
budget
over
for
the
this?
broom.
Right?
Yeah. That's a couple grand.
Like, no, this has a producer. Like, this is not a protest, like a grassroots thing. This
had an
performance
investor.
art. This has investors. Like, this is performance art.
Maybe Joanne donated money from her law firm, embezzled money from her law firm.
Oh, good. And she's got the punk anarchy logo on her helmet.
Okay, so this is a ridiculous scene, but the movie plays it so dead serious. They play it like this is a sincere, like, oh my god, so important protest.
Well, yeah, because it's in the narrative. It is. It's supposed to be this big thing that's scaring the wealthy class, right?
Hey, live singing. Man, Frozen 3 is looking weird.
You seen you must have seen Sorry to Bother You.
Yes.
You know that part where they do performance art?
Yes.
And it's basically like in the narrative, it's the artist woman like selling out her principles to make money.
Yep.
That's this.
This scene is so stupid. And how did the movie make it worse?
I don't know how you could make it worse, honestly. Not only is this cringy performance art that would never inspire anyone to do any sort of protest at all, I don't even think people would watch this. I think this is just embarrassing.
We talked about Institute.
This is just embarrassing. Like, who's it?
Over the moon. I hate the old TVs behind her. I hate everything about this.
Like, why is realistically the next stage of this story is everyone goes home and Benny goes,
well,
man,
that was a night.
That was something. I don't. Why was I afraid of that?
What a waste of my fucking time, right? I own this building. I could burn it down if I wanted to and just get the insurance money and kill all my friends.
Like, you did a bad job if your revolutionary story makes the landlord look like he has a good point.
Just hey, I'm pro helping out the poor and needy. I'm gonna go to this protest, and then I watch it. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe they've got a point. Oh, that's racist. That was just racism for no reason. I've been to a lot of concerts like this. Is a sad thing, and they're cringe. Friends of friends, and people are like, you know what? This person's got a message. They want to be out there.
I have to say,
Andrew, going to any arts-related field, you will get a lot of people like this. Someone's whacked off to this scene.
Well, she's convinced me. We have to burn the whole thing down.
Homeless revolution.
I'll get the Molotovs. We've got homeless revolution. We have to burn everything down. I've been thoroughly convinced by this protest. This performance art right here, this is forget reading revolutionary theory. Just turn this on. You know?
I wonder if anyone's become an anarchist by watching the over the moon scene from Rent.
Yeah. Communist Manifesto? I don't think so. We're over the moon, baby. That's the real agitprop right there.
Fuck you. Fuck the comrades. Moo with me, comrade.
Moo with me.
Money was made to spend to make this movie, Andrew.
Please stop. Please stop.
My favorite is when my best part is when no one in the audience moves and the orchestra has to do it. That's my favorite.
Moo.
Moo.
Oh, the revolution has started. It started. Oh, Benny's shaking in his boots. The revolution has begun.
I'm surrounded by cows.
What do I do?
My cow-phobia. Ah!
How did she know? How did she know?
He just has an anxiety attack.
Oh, the police are getting uppity. Everyone's mooing. The police are getting the batons out.
Oh, just what you need and a bunch of cows is a bunch of pigs. Come on in.
Please don't smash any glass. This is a revolutionary protest. Oh my goodness, the police are breaking it up. She's so radical.
This is too intense.
I would love to see anyone break down what she said in this protest and tell me how it points to any form of revolutionary activity.
You know what? That's a fun game for the patrons. You get to it.
Yeah, just give me the lyrics and tell me how this would cause a protest of any kind. Let alone a riot.
You know what? There's one line. There's one line that I think could cause a riot.
What is it?
Not in my backyard utensils. Go back to China. Biddy bong.
Oh yeah, that might
cause some trouble.
It might cause like a reactionary riot, like maybe get the Trump supporters going.
Well, no, they'd finally support Maureen. She says the things we're all afraid to say.
Damn, we had to run home from that riot. That was a crazy riot. Oh, they're at the cafe. Never mind.
The Life Cafe, Andrew, which is an actual place.
Is this where they sing the song?
Yeah, your favorite song of all time, La Vie Boheme.
Well, let's see. How long? Oh, we have about an hour left, so that's probably half of that is this next song.
They cut it down a lot in the movie, I will say that. Mark getting cucked again.
Actually, he just got reverse cucked.
Who's getting cucked now? He texts her under the table.
Oh yeah,
I've got a full $1,000 that I've spent $800 of.
Yep.
No, please don't put it together. The tables. Why would you come to this hipster ass cafe for your business dinner? Do you just not know your friend's wife's name? I'm pretty sure you even know my girlfriend's name.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I won't reveal it to the patrons.
Yeah, don't reveal it. And I know your girlfriend's name. And you know what? I haven't even met her. I'm pretty sure Roger's met Allison. Tay Diggs. Very talented man. the worst actor to ever play Hedwig in the Angry Inch. I think I know why you hate La Vivo M. A good majority of it is a Mark Solo number.
Yep. He's just a LARPer.
I love his form-fitted sweater, you know, that a lot of poor people wear. God, this is shot like garbage.
Why are all the characters in this always so happy, too?
Because no day but today. No day but today. Booty! And a fake tattoo that they added for no reason.
Like, ordinarily, I would say Benny is obviously trying to, like, gentrify the neighborhood and all that stuff, but these are the people he's getting rid of, so I'm not sure I care.
Yeah, it's not like In the Heights where we've got all of our favorite characters and we're like, no, we don't want to see them. No, I want these people removed. These people need to be kicked out.
If I live next to Mark, I'd be like, yeah. Yeah, he keeps taking calls from his parents, and I mean, I don't know.
Who just has their voicemail say speak? What a fucking rude douche. To no absolutes, to absolute, to choice, to the village voice, to any passing fad. Andrew, when you look at Mark, he's an us and not a them. Great line, 10 out of 10. I will say a lot of like vegetarian alternatives taste fairly similar.
Maybe now, the 90s?
Yeah, maybe not. Emotion, devotion to causing a commotion, creation, mitigation, mucho masturbation.
I'm Benny right now.
They name drop Sondheim. It has to be good, Andrew.
Why are they so happy?
Because no day but today, Andrew.
Like, all these bad things happen in this show, and every character has a perpetual, like, smile plastered
Is this the new Annie? Where everyone's just positive for no reason?
Wow, had to shock him, huh? You got him. How edgy.
Pee Wee Herman. Andrew, it was so important in the 90s. This spoke to people.
It's saying something. The Sex Pistols, my God.
This should have gotten them an R rating. This butt fucking gesture. Probably. And he just hits her. I don't know how they got a PG-13 out of this. That's racist.
Well, we've already established that she's racist, so...
Yeah.
Is this a them all jerking themselves off. Every character gets a jerking themselves off moment.
I mean, even Mark's jerking himself off moment is that he can't get a boner, which just shows you what a sad life Mark lives. Hey, fuck you, cuck.
Lamp shading. Am I right?
La Boheme exists in this universe. So that's what he did. He programmed computers to explode and say, actual reality, fight AIDS.
Man, the establishment is shaking in its boots.
No one's perfect. I've got baggage. What would be baggage that goes with yours, Andrew?
I don't know. Maybe if somebody didn't like Rent and I also didn't.
What if somebody liked Rent? Would you date them? Is that baggage that doesn't go with yours? So this is when they find out they both have AIDS. And the moment where he's like, all right, this might work.
Shouldn't he also be like, wait, were you going to have sex with me without telling me?
Fucking that face from Mark. Jesus Christ. Do we have to cut to Mark every time something happens?
Well, yeah, Mark is the POV character.
I hate Mark. I hate Mark so much.
Right?
Speaking of scenes that are shot like garbage.
Can they just start dying already? I'm getting tired of it.
So the first time I watched this, I remember feeling like, oh yeah, someone's going to die. I hope it's Mark.
How would it be Mark, though? Like, Mark is the only person with no problems at all.
Like, I thought it would, like, unite the characters to bring them all together. I thought it was too obvious for the characters with AIDS to die, to be honest. I like the snow. It would
be nice if Mark died.
Wouldn't it just be great?
Everyone's, like, united. They watch the movie that he made, and it's terrible, but they all pretend they like it.
The Windows Movie Maker project he made. They bury him with his camera.
It's like a 2006 YouTube video. It's like, top 10 worst things that happened this year. And it's like clips with
No, he like grabs his camera. He's like, hi, I'm Mark, and this is like my year in review. And then it's just like,
This was the time where Roger's
my roommate, by the way. He has AIDS.
My roommate. Yeah, he would say it like that, wouldn't he? I hate my parents. They always
zoom in on the answering machine.
Zoom in on answering machine. This is my mom calling. She's always trying to be nice to me.
Honey, Mark, I miss you. Why don't you come visit me? Fucking bitch.
She doesn't understand what it's like to be poor because she has a bunch of money and I do also have that.
She doesn't know the bohemian lifestyle. My art comes first before commerce.
Jeez, my bohemian lifestyle is constantly being ruined by her social safety net that she supplies to me.
I told her to stop sending me money and she keeps doing it. Yeah, it would be great. Just playing over his body at this funeral.
He got beat up by a homeless person and died because he was filming them.
We just open Act 2 with like Mark died off screen, filming homeless person, and died.
Mark had to return to his home planet, and he died the way there.
Oh, we just did that bit throughout the entirety of I Should Tell You.
Wow, I don't care.
I actually kind of like that song. It worked. In the musical, they just fuck off and do their own thing because, you know, you'd want to kind of be alone with this new relationship. But here they just return to La Vie Boheme again.
Well, yeah, they didn't finish the song yet.
Cut to Mark. Are we going to cut to Mark? Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, Roger's getting laid.
Wow.
I can watch them from the closet in a Superman costume.
Wow.
Yeah, eating disorders, they're great.
No
Wonderful.
family.
I love eating disorders. So great. I'm pissed. I hate Rent. Just a screaming for a solution. Person changes, making dangerous, acting off, and making scenes. A lot of slurs.
This actually is like a really punk rock show. Like, even the use of anarchy as a word that means nothing. Like, what does anarchy mean to this show?
That's what Collins is. He represents anarchy. You know,
What is it?
causing computers to make explosions.
Yeah, it's like the Sex Pistols. Don't they have a song where it's like anarchy in the UK or something, and they're just like, I'm an anarchist, don't know what I want.
Aren't we all? The opposite of war isn't peace. It's creation. Fuck you. This is actually a funny shot where you got all the couples together. And then you got Mark.
Worthless character.
I think that shot's pretty funny. And I think Chris Columbus as a director hates Mark as much as we do.
He's like, Mark, look ridiculous while everyone kisses around you. Mark should just get together with Benny.
Yeah, that's the one. Like
the
Benny...
last couple, the one we need.
Oh, thank God, we're back to his Windows Movie Maker project. Here's me going down the street. Oh, there's my friend Collins, and they're all laughing.
This like old film grain effect is just so.
That's 100% just from a costume test. Angly from a... Why are they just using shots from costume tests? Like, they're not even trying to hide that that's what that's from.
Because if you just put old film over it, it looks good.
No. Hey, The Wiz! They were able to, like, put up an old, like, sign for The Wiz, so it kind of looks like, you know, the 90s. Wait, even logistically, that doesn't make sense. Was The Wiz still going on in the 90s? What year is this supposed to take place in?
The 90s.
The general feel of the 90s. Because I don't think The Wiz was still going in the 90s. Maybe I'm wrong. They cut like an entire 20-minute segment of song right here. Oh, the same thing as your I Want song earlier in the movie? Great.
Considering all he does is sit around the house and play his guitar, you'd think he would have finished at least one song by now.
Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer, you better watch out.
Jeez. So him winding it like that, that's the only time it's actually filming.
Basically.
So...
And Roger Ebert called them out on that in his review, and Chris Columbus was like, come on, we just need it something visually so you know he's filming. What are you fucking doing?
Is this not visual? I like to imagine that actually is what's happening, though, and the only shots he actually has in the entire movie is like after
winding.
Everything has happened. It's just he's kind of pointing off to the side and winding.
Oh, I messed up. I messed up so hard.
I actually didn't film anything.
I guess I got to make a movie out of this, and then it wins like all the awards.
It's this movie. This is the movie.
That's right.
Jeez, it's like we haven't paid our rent in like years.
Man. Angel's like a fucking badass that murders dogs and breaks into houses. What is her story?
True.
That is fairly impressive.
A little bit. Where did they get the money to get those costumes?
Killing dogs.
Lore-wise, the only person with a job is Mimi, right?
Joanne.
All right.
I think Joanne would have probably bought the costume for Maureen for kink reasons.
True.
Collins got fired from his position, which means he's probably on unemployment.
This is honestly like a massive apartment.
For New York, yeah.
And they were he was giving them a good deal too, right?
They were not paying anything. That was the deal.
Yeah. So like how much was he asking for rent?
It is kind of fucked that you're asking for a year's rent at the end of the year, all in one lump sum.
I do agree with that.
Like, that is a dick move.
They probably could have talked to him and been like, what if we just started paying monthly?
Yeah, like, it's weird that you're asking for us now. It would be it. I get that, yeah, eventually we would probably have to start paying like human beings, but...
Like, we can talk about wanting to change the system and all of that kind of stuff, but they never do. They just talk about how they don't want to pay rent. It's like, well, we currently live in a society where you have to pay rent, so... Why I don't see why you get to be the exception to that.
We live in a society.
Well, this person is a lawyer. Why doesn't she help them pay rent?
Well, she's helping him get a job right now. I actually kind of like this scene.
What?
Sarah Silverman! Why are you here? Did Robert De Niro somehow talk you to me in this movie?
This is where he gets a job.
Yes.
And then he doesn't take it for no reason.
No, he takes it, but then he quits because he felt like he was selling out. He sold his soul.
Having a job is selling out. Yep. Imagine living in society. Couldn't be me.
Oh no, my girlfriend's like flirting a little bit.
Even though we already sang a song about that.
What? Start at what? What is? She said $3,000, right?
Yeah.
On an escalating scale for just like one bit of news footage that you buy.
Yes. I'm gonna guess that that's a really good deal,
especially in the 90s.
But don't worry. He has integrity, which means that he'll just keep doing the same thing, but for free now. I think this is why I hate Mark so much. Like, it's so frustrating. You just got a good job, and you don't even have to sell out or anything. Like, they're just asking you to film something that you think is important, right?
Yeah, like they aren't even going to tell you what to film. They will give you the resources to film. You know what? No one's stopping you from using the resources they give you to work on your own projects, except now you won't have to pay for film and all that. Think about that, Mark.
Yeah, but he turns it down because taking it would be selling out.
He accepted the job. In the movie, he accepts the job.
He quits, though, right?
Eventually, yes. Kind of.
Why?
We'll get there. In the movie, he just kind of screams that he quits off a balcony instead of calling her like he does in the musical. And we've got this weird subplot where they get married, like they get engaged here, which was not in the musical.
I'm like genuinely angry about the whole Mark thing. Like, this idea that making any sort of money on your passion is selling out is so disgusting to me. You know, it's like what you like to do is film stuff, and they're telling you if you film stuff, you'll make a ton of money doing it. And he's like, that's selling out. I can't do that. It's like, I don't know.
You know what? Joanne's parents are probably the most accepting folks in the movie so far.
It's true. They didn't make any weird comments about China or Native Americans. At least not yet.
Yet. You know what? Maybe. Joanne comes from money, like big money. I know everyone in this movie probably comes from big money, except for maybe Mimi. But this is big money.
I think this whole musical is just so cringy. I don't even know. It's like every character is this secret rich person. It's just, I don't know. I can't stand it. I cannot. How do people like this show?
How do people say this is the best movie adaptation of a musical ever?
Honestly, I just don't understand how people like this musical. It's just bad. If you're any kind of like, I don't know. If you care about the issues that this musical talks about, you should hate it.
Yeah. The LGBT has god-awful representation here.
The representation of poverty is a bunch of rich people pretending to be poor.
Rich white people.
They even call it out in the show with the homeless scene. It's like they know, but lampshading it isn't enough. Like, it doesn't excuse you that you know what you're doing.
Andrew, I didn't pierce my nipples because it grossed you out. I couldn't stay at the Click Club last night because you wanted to go home.
Also, Maureen is just
the
cringe.
Worst.
The absolute worst.
Like, her and Mark probably deserve each other because they're both just
terrible.
The worst.
Just terrible. Especially in the movie here, because she does the engagement thing, which is not in the show.
No, like she gets all the way up to like the
implication here is that she doesn't want an open relationship, but she treats it as if she's in one.
Yeah, like open relationships are fine if you like got consent from both sides. I've seen people be able to make it work.
Yeah, but she doesn't want that. She gave her a ring.
Yeah.
So basically, you know,
this song makes no sense, is what you're saying.
Yeah. What is your stage? Your stage is that you want to sleep with everyone you see, but you also don't want the other person to do that to you.
It's Bob Fosse.
Literally, yeah. God, this is embarrassing.
Why would she just whip out her tits at this engagement party in front of her parents? I feel like even like...
Because she's an embarrassing person who is cringe. Good God. People watch this and they're like, yeah, I love these characters.
I
love these characters. This person is embarrassing, and if you relate to them in any serious way, I'm sorry. There's something wrong with you.
Colin's an angel. If you relate to them, that's fine. I get that.
Those two are the whole show should just be about them. Like
honestly, yeah.
They're the only people that are like, wow, these are like normal people. That I don't know how they tolerate hanging around these people.
That's a fair point. Mimi and Roger are they're the second most normal.
Yeah. Mark is the normal, but he's embarrassing. Like
he's like
Maureen is really embarrassing. Like,
Joanne deserves better.
Joanne shouldn't be in this.
Yeah.
And what is this song about in this context here?
Take me or leave me, Andrew.
I thought you were getting married.
Well, no, now they're fighting and the engagement's off. But remember the musical where they've broken up like 4 times already by this point?
Embarrassing.
No, it's really embarrassing, and I'm just noticing it right now. The entire cast is like behind them, just sitting and watching this. They followed them in several different rooms at this point.
I like that we get to see Maureen's parents in this, and they just look like normal people, and
Maureen's an insane person. Maureen's mom actually has a very cringe line at the end of this scene. Like a laugh line to try to get chuckles at before the sadness starts. It's really cringe, and I remember to this day being like, oh, Chris Columbus doesn't get this musical. And there ain't that much to get.
Oh, boy. Please, no.
Come on, main cast. Let's leave this scene.
That was embarrassing. We're out of here.
I like how you brought up the shit and not the man standing in your apartment. That was a very Greg Sestero delivery.
Yes. And this Benny is like the nicest landlord of all time. This is a photo op. He's offering you a rent-free. This is a gigantic apartment.
On paper. It's not just an agreement that he can take back whenever.
What do you mean you don't need charity? Dude, it's rent-free. What the fuck? You live in New York.
I think they just want to tear a black man that was successful down. I think that's honestly all they really want.
I don't think that, but honestly, it's like Benny is offering you a really good deal, and you're just like...
On paper. That's the important thing. On paper.
Oh, yeah. It's not even just like he's just saying it, and then he's going to take it back. He's literally like, sign this. You can live in this gigantic penthouse apartment rent-free.
Roger, you're acting like a little piss baby because she convinced you to get your rent free. Why are you pissed at her?
Because she went to the establishment for help.
God for fucking bid.
Goddamn reformist. Counter-revolutionary.
Like, the reason they break up in the musical is... Like, yeah, she mentioned seeing Benny once, and he's, like, a little angry about it, and she's like, yeah, it meant nothing. He's like, all right. And the reason they break up is because she keeps seeing him and is always late because she's always seeing him. Which, yeah, that's a reasonable reason to end a relationship.
Yeah.
That's a breach in trust. Man, this is the saddest stripper scene I've ever seen. I'm going to cry.
Does Benny know that she has AIDS?
Does Benny care? Does Benny have AIDS?
I don't know. Whatever.
I love your beaded curtains, Mimi.
That's the thing people living in deep poverty have.
Well, Mimi actually has a job. I will give her credit. She has a job.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Oh no, they're dying, and this motion control shot is supposed to show that, man, AIDS just keeps on taking.
It's true. I mean, it is like sad in like the real life sense,
Yeah.
but like these characters are so it's hard to care.
It
about
looks
these
like she's having a
characters.
hard time taking a dump here.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's a bad shot. Have her in a bed, not in a bathtub, sitting on the edge like she's about to shit out a brick. You're really, really proud of this motion control shot, weren't you?
Very.
Oh, yeah. When you got the chills, let's sit on the subway for a bunch.
Then other people start fading away on the subway. It's not related to what we thought it was. It's just people are fading out of existence.
Thanos snapped the Infinity Gauntlet. You know what?
Oh.
As far as montages go and effective storytelling, this isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
I don't believe Maureen would have visited them. Like, okay, Maureen maybe. Definitely not Joanne. Joanne has not made any connections with these people.
Not really, no.
She might have showed up to the funeral. I will say that. Joanne may have shown up to the funeral. She would not have visited them in the hospital, though.
Yeah.
You gotta stop doing the drugs. But I like doing drugs. You gotta stop doing the drugs. Give me the drugs. Fine, take the drugs. I'm gonna take these drugs.
Where are you going?
She's gonna take the drugs. And look at her. She's looking rough. She's back on the drugs. You can totally tell in her performance. And Benny's there. Benny's just gonna cheat on his wife for no reason.
Yeah.
His very rich, very affluent wife that is also the daughter of your boss. Yeah, that's smart. Fucking piece of shit. Oh, yeah, they totally let you light candles in hospitals. That's something they always let you do. And they also let you smoke.
There's very few sympathetic characters in this.
Joanne, Collins, Angel. Well, not even Angel. Joanne, Collins. The two.
I mean, Angel, except for the fact that she
killed the dog. That's the reason why I took her off.
Killing a dog isn't the worst thing, I guess. It's not even on screen, so I don't know.
I mean, you've threatened to kill dogs before.
It's true.
I don't even know if I've left them in the episode when you've done it, but I know you've done it.
At least Angel isn't horribly embarrassing like all the other characters.
Yeah. This is like the lamest funeral ever, though. Oh, Mark reappeared! He got Thanos snapped back in.
The what do they call it? The blip.
The blip.
I forget what they called it in
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I thought it was a really dumb name, but
the snap makes sense. The blip makes less sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Who let Mark?
Mark, why'd you have to talk? Who let Mark talk?
Everyone move with me.
She just goes up there and performs all over the moon. So Angel would want me to say this. Last night I had a dream. I found myself in a place called Cyberland. That feels like shit Maureen would do.
Oh, yes, it does.
That was such a shitty
is this
delivery.
In the show?
Yeah.
It's like everyone gives a speech thing.
Yes. And it's always weird because like Idina Menzel gave a terrible delivery. It was us, baby, who were the lucky ones.
Is Benny there?
Yeah, Benny's there with Mimi as his date, as his +1 to this funeral. I will say, Jesse L. Martin does sell this song. He does a fine job.
Who is paying for this funeral? This is like a big church.
Benny does. Remember?
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I don't think it's in the movie, but it was in the musical where it's like, they should have known we couldn't pay for it. And Benny's like, I'll pay. They shot a scene where it's like, it's just fair for you to know that you just paid for the funeral of the woman who killed your dog. He's like, I know, I always hated that dog.
I feel like Benny is like the villain, but they couldn't manage to make him too villainous. I don't know.
They just love landlords that much. Mark, you can't even be fucked. Roger looks like he's at least trying to look sad. Mark's like, I'm bored, man.
Where's the woman that got the dog killed? She's definitely here, right?
No. She was in a limousine. But sweet kisses I've got to spare. Like, he's good. This seems fine. He's got the right voice for the song. Nailed it. Great. 10 out of 10.
They really hit it out of the park. Who does next?
What? Who does next? Hopefully Mark, if we're lucky.
I feel like Mark's going to survive the whole thing.
Jonathan Larson dies next.
Oh, that's sad.
I didn't write life, Andrew. How'd they learn the song from the opening number? Mark, why are you singing? This isn't for you. It's just like... they wasted an opportunity. Mark's in there with his camera filming the funeral.
Oh my god.
You know he would be.
That is peak embarrassment. Oh, this is good.
Yeah, he's crying. I got it. Got real life. No, he goes up for a speech. Does anyone mind if I like film a little bit of this for a documentary I'm making?
He's doing his speech but filming the audience at the same time.
That was his speech, and then he just points the thing at the audience. Because I know my speech is going to be a bit of a tearjerker, and I want to capture real tears.
If we can get anything out of our show, I'd like it to be a very strong antagonism towards Mark in all.
Mark Cohen from Rent. That's a nice coat Maureen's got. I like that coat. It's Halloween. Andrew, can you tell?
Is it?
Yeah, there used to be a song called Halloween.
Colin's dressed up as the Candyman, so...
Be my victim.
What do you think of the remake? They put out a trailer for it.
It looks interesting. I like Nia DaCosta a lot, so I think she'll do a good job.
I'm interested to see it. I'm a little disappointed they didn't use any of the original theme in the trailer.
It was a little bit in the newest one.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I watched the first trailer that came out, so...
Yeah, the newest one used it a little bit.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
You can't not use that theme. That is like one of the best horror themes.
It's so good.
He's in denial, and give an inch when I gave a mile to who? Come on, guys, chill.
Why do you like this so much?
Me?
How do you know all these songs?
Andrew. Shut up. Your words are nice, Mimi, but love's not a three-way street. You'll never share with love until you love yourself. I should know. I remember they did this on Game Grumps a long time ago, and they just kind of riffed on it and got to the end of the song.
Well, they went through the whole song?
This whole song, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This family must die. Angel. Okay, so in the commentary, apparently there was a take where Taye Diggs was crying, and the director really was unfiltered as fuck in this commentary, which was shocking, where he's like, man, it just looks so terrible. And I remember sitting in the editing bay thinking, how does an actor progress this far into his career when that is what he looks like crying? I was
Who
like,
was
what? The Taye Diggs, Benny.
Oh. Jeez, that's mean.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? And like, it does look bad. It's not in the movie, but it did make it into one of the trailers. And it looks rough.
Yeah, but why would you say that?
That is the question.
I'm very busy. Can we get Roger as Mark? No, from
What?
from the room.
Oh, he does. That is like peak Greg Sestero.
Yeah,
from the
where he's
room.
just have him in that car but parked, and he's just like, "Yeah, sorry, I'm very busy right now."
Oh shit. Okay, no. Greg Sestero as Mark and Tommy Wiseau. Or sorry, Greg Sestero as Roger and Tommy Wiseau as Mark.
Tommy Wiseau as Mark would be the strangest thing ever.
America at the end of the millennium. But then but since he's Mark, oh hi me.
Oh, I just feel like such a sellout.
I feel like such a sellout.
Look at this
How am I
guy
gonna
playing
pay the rent?
guitar, not bass. What a loser.
That's such a stupid shot.
Why does he say Angel's voice is in my ear?
Because Mark has no connections, and that's the only person Mark knows that has ever died.
Mark's grandparents are like still like on both sides of his family still alive, and
Like 90 years old. Angel's the only person that's ever died in my life. It's not really that
why does
much
he
like
always wear the
Twilight Zone.
same outfit?
Because it's a stage show. I mean, if you got a coat
It's
on,
a movie.
if you got a coat on, it basically looks like the same outfit. If you only got
He
one
wears
coat,
the same coat. He wears the same scarf constantly.
I do the same thing.
He's wearing
And
the same shirt underneath too. Come
that
on.
I don't do. I don't own emotion. I rent. How do you rent emotion?
Everything is rent. Look at him pretending he knows how film works.
He just accidentally overexposed everything. Oh my god, they pulled down the little screen so that the light could go in and shine on his face like it's morning. Your eyes. Fuck you.
What? Oh, the song that he's writing?
Yeah.
That's taken him literally the entire show to write.
See, he's quitting right here, but he's not even on the phone. So it literally makes no sense.
Are you really telling me that you don't have enough time to finish your own film while you're doing what, commission work for this thing? Like,
Apparently
come on.
not.
What else do you do? You don't do anything. Your entire life is filming stuff. Just go film your own film and their stuff at the same time.
Andrew, it's not that simple. I need 14 hours of sleep a day. I wonder if they're alone. Oh, Sideways just retweeted our cabaret episode. That's nice.
What a nice guy.
Very nice guy. She went to rehab? Oh yeah, that was in a deleted scene. She left up her beads though. Hey, Mr. Taxi Driver, have you seen this person?
Why is she still hanging around with them?
I think she and Maureen are back together.
They're back together. Oh my god. Embarrassing.
You can do so much better, Joanne. Hey, drug dealer, have you seen your favorite druggie?
No.
Dang.
Are you the guy that pushed me?
Oh, 1990. 31 years ago.
Wait, the end of the millennium is 1990?
I mean, there's 10 years left.
You still have a tenth of the millennium left. No, that would be century, right?
Yeah.
You still have 100th of the millennium left.
Okay, it's the guy throw the throwaway line about Mimi.
I can't remember if Mimi dies or not.
Depends on which version.
She doesn't, right? She
doesn't,
back.
But in La Boheme, she dies. I'm sorry. This is the most unbelievable thing, is having a friend that would be like, oh, you're screening your film tonight? Well, I want to see it. I can't wait. Instead of being like, well.
I'm very busy right now.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Wait,
were you just trolling the streets looking for random people to pick up and carry home?
It's my.
My?
Does anyone else live in this building?
I mean, they do. We saw the opening scene. I don't know if they're getting free rent, though.
Or have nearly as large of an apartment.
I like how Mark wasn't willing to move his film equipment and just put Mimi on the table. That was literally what just happened there. That's what we just saw happen.
Why not put her in a bed?
Because they're a loft. They sleep on the couch.
Why don't they have a bed?
Fuck, I don't know. They're poor, Andrew.
He makes $3,000 for every piece of film he submits.
Benny just left the movie.
Oh, was that his last line when he called?
Yeah. Wow, that's kind of fucked up when you think about it. We didn't even get like the dropping of like, oh yeah, someone told his wife that he was cheating on him with Mimi. Imagine dying and like the person that you dated for a few months is like, man, before you die, check out this sick beat. I like how you hear a guitar, but he did not go to get his guitar.
This is your least favorite song in the whole show?
It is the worst song in the whole show.
This is what you work so hard on?
Right? This is like built up as like the climax, the 11 o'clock number, and it's so bad. Like it's the literal laziest rhyming structure where it's like the last line of everything is going to rhyme with the next word or the next one.
It also like doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Nope.
It's just like a generic love song.
It's about her fucking eyes, which are like the most basic shit you could write a song about. It's not about her as a human being. It's about her physical appearance. Emily's husband played Roger for many years, and apparently the song is cringe even among the Rent people.
They just don't like it.
Yeah.
Why don't they just make a new one? Like,
well, because the composer died. It's not like he can write a new song.
Somebody else can.
Can't do that. Can't fuck with a dead man's work.
Yeah, you can.
Look, we keep doing to Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we change one song...
Oh, he's doing... It's the thing.
Yeah, there it is. The Musetta's Waltz. You get it? Musetta's Waltz, Tango Maureen. Fuck you!
I feel like it would have been better if the song that he wrote was just one of the songs from the opera.
That would be a pretty good payoff if they just put like da 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 da, like some lyrics to that. That'd be a fun payoff, but you know what? Fuck.
And then also keep it short.
Yeah. Because she's going to die soon anyways.
What is this angle? Why are we doing this?
I like how we don't even cut to her when she dies. Like, you just see her head droop out of frame in his close-up.
I'm surprised there's not like a flash to them in heaven and angels talking to them.
Yeah, this is a like fairly literal movie.
Like Harry Potter. Like...
Of course this is all in your head, Mimi, but does that make it not real? It is literally Michael Gambon Dumbledore. Would you like to say hi to Angel? Girl, you turn around and listen to that boy's song.
Sorry, can you repeat the song? I was dying.
Can we rewind the song?
Oh my god. Oh, just shut up. Just shut up. Stop it, please stop.
She's got a week left, right? At most.
She went to accept me into the light, and I punched her as hard as I could, and she pushed me away, and I fell back to earth.
Mark, you got something to add to the proceedings here?
This is juicy. This is good.
I'm surprised when Mimi's not dying. He's not like racing to the camera.
This is the first time I've ever filmed someone dying.
He's got a huge erection. Can you move her a little my way, Roger? Regret. All life is yours to miss. This is like the saddest group of friends on the planet, though. Yeah, just play your film. Like, immediately make this about you, Mark. Immediately make this about you.
This is the movie, too?
This is the movie.
Oh, my God.
It's a Windows Movie Maker project, I told you.
There's nothing here.
This ending is a reshoot because originally they cut back to them on the stage from the opening number and audiences were confused, so they reshot this. You know, it made too much sense before, and then they shot this.
This is what he had to finish.
This is what he quit his very well-paying job to finish.
This is embarrassing.
Yeah, working for TMZ kind of sucks, but you know. Okay, imagine this. Your best friend's girlfriend and him broke up, and you're going to show a film off in front of all your friends, and it contains a lot of footage of your roommate and his ex-girlfriend in it, just kissing and being happy. I would be pissed.
He knew it was going to happen.
I'm glad
Just
Benny made it in for a couple
random
frames.
shot of Benny for like 2 frames.
Yeah, what the fuck? I like how they just put in shit from
really?
the costume.
This is really well edited, Mark. You really did a good job.
But we end on Angel. The
most important. It should have been a shot of Angel kicking a dog or something.
Strangling a dog. Like.
All right. Well, that was exactly as bad as I remember it. I think if there's one word to describe all of Rent, it's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing.
Yeah, that's not a bad word to use. What's your cheese rating on the movie?
I mean, I think I gave it one way back when, but I don't remember what it was. But I don't really. We'll give it like a. I don't know, some sort of like expensive cheese that's been sliced up and then put into plastic packages to make it look like it's cheap cheese.
That's good. I'm just gonna give it cottage cheese because this just like isn't even cheese. It's gross.
Mostly mold.
Yeah,
90% mold.
It's garbage. But yeah, thank you guys on Patreon for watching along with us. Let us know what you think we should do a commentary on next. Did you enjoy it? I honestly think this is a lot of fun. This is a good commentary. I think it'll be really good.
It's probably better than director's commentary. At least we didn't actively
didn't shit on the actors.
The actor and wonder how they had a career even though they're in my movie.
There's a lot of like gay panic in the commentary where they're like, man, I'm so turned on by Wilson as Angel, like, but that's a guy. There's a lot of that in there.
Yikes, that is very embarrassing. Is that from Chris Columbus?
Chris Columbus and the guy that plays Roger were very much like that, whereas Anthony Rapp, who plays Mark and is bi, just kind of is like awkwardly trying not to talk about it.
He's like, ha ha
ha. It's funny, guys.
Can we stop?
All right, we'll see you next time on Musicals with Cheese. The worst part is I have to stand up and go turn this off. So Andrew, give us a little sign.
I'll give the final word.
All right.
See you later, everybody. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Just waiting for it to stop.